Predicting the Champions League for this week and the following, just give us who you think will go through in that time. So we've got Spurs and Leipzig.
On Tuesday, Leipzig.
Yeah.
On Tuesday.
And they've got the away goal.
Yeah, I like the look of Leipzig actually. There's a couple players, because I don't get to actually watch Bundesliga like that, but there's a couple players in there that looked elite and they dominated the game.
Are they going?
No, Spurs are going to Germany.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Leipzig should go through.
Yeah,
Because as Grant says, this ain't 2010 Mourinho, this ain't a Champions League Mourinho. This is we're getting like third season Mourinho and his first season Mourinho.
Man's all bringing out in Ndombele's name. To be fair, Ndombele, he's got to do a bit better, man.
Dragging Tom
I
Parrott. No, it's Parrott. Sorry,
It's
Parrott.
Parrott got it as well.
He's dragging Parrott, and Parrott's a Ute, so we're not gonna.
Do you see what he said about Ndombele just yesterday?
Yeah.
He was like, and in the first half I didn't have a midfield. I need Ndombele to play to a Premier League level. This is me paraphrasing. Play to a Premier League level. Need him to run up. Basically, like he wasn't doing that. And I think he got hooked at half time as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Oliver Skip got hooked at half time as well.
it's tight.
So who you Leipzig or Spurs?
I'm going Leipzig because Leipzig got beaten on Spurs in the first leg,
Yeah.
and I can't see what they're going to do to bring it back in the second.
Yeah.
I can't see it. I'm going Leipzig.
Liverpool, Atletico.
Atmosphere and inshallah is going to win. You can try and beat it, but Liverpool's going to be up for the game.
I would like Atletico to go through.
I think everyone would like
I
Atletico to
know.
go through.
I think a lot of people,
probably just
a lot of
did
people
it 'cause
they
they're
would
just
like
not-
it, but I can't see Atletico not conceding at least once. And once they get the one, I feel
We're
like
gonna get the second.
they'll probably get the second.
Yeah, then it's
So,
If they win 2-1 though, Liverpool are out.
yeah.
or if Atletico win 2-1,
If Liverpool win
Liverpool
2-1.
won 2-1.
that's true. That's true. Away goal still.
So no, I think Liverpool do it though.
Yeah, I don't see
Okay.
Atletico still.
PSG Dortmund.
I'm gonna stick with my original PSG.
What is it right now?
It's 2-1
2-1
to
Dortmund.
But PSG's got the away goal.
Okay, so it's
I got
I'm
PSG.
gonna stick with PSG.
Yeah,
They have
PSG.
to.
I feel
It
like
means a lot more to them. They have to. They
they're
have to.
like, I
This
can't
is
see
it.
them. I
Yeah.
can't see them not putting on a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. City Madrid.
Pep.
Which
You know where I'm
which
going.
city's gonna show up?
I still think City will show up.
Which city's gonna show up?
You said this last time. We proved you wrong.
When did you prove?
Yeah, you said
Yeah,
Real.
you
You
said
said Real.
Madrid's
You
got
said
this
Real's got this in the bag.
Pep
And
and
that's-
his bald head ain't doing shit.
Ramos is
That's what
out
you
as
said.
well. Ramos is out
Okay.
as well.
Okay, so first of all,
Like Real Madrid
Yeah.
are coming off the back
First
of
of all.
winning an El Clasico. If that means
I
anything.
don't think it means nothing in
No,
2020.
not in
In
2020.
2020 don't mean
Okay, so it's
You
a
got
City's
man like Braithwaite.
it's
Mariano playing in the El Clasico. Where's the quality? Where's the standards
Well,
for?
it's City's to grab.
I think it's City's and KDB, another big game I expect from them. The products they got from that, they have to bounce back. They have to, and they have to bounce back from this Man United match because we know it's all eggs are in there. That basket, the Champions League basket. So City are going through
If the City that played at the Bernabeu show up, then they'll go
comfortably.
through. But if Pep decides to have another brain wave or whatever he thinks he's gonna do and do a mad formation again, drop some players, then the tires will.
Pep was fantastic. It was tactically
Very
fantastic for the
tactical,
first
but
leg.
you never know
Play
with Pep.
KDB up front.
You honestly never know with Pep.
Yeah, you don't. But sometimes when he's like that,
When he's like that, you can't
When
be
he's
like
very very like hipster with it, it works.
It doesn't always.
Boy, when he's
Remember he
hipster,
tried to be hipster with City back in 2018. Liverpool panned them out the stadium in the 4-0.
when
Was it 4? It was 4-0, innit?
that was VAR. To be
It was
honest.
4-0.
That was before VAR.
4-1.
If VAR was in that game, it would have been a different. You get so. Stop rolling your eyes behind the camera.
Always
It's gonna be
something.
haters now.
Always something.
Barca Napoli. Barca.
It's 1-1, right? Yeah, Barca.
Barca.
Quite
Barca got the away goal. You got
Barca.
Messi.
You just can't kill. Barca have to win because Messi can't. He's gonna commit if he loses. Messi ain't got it in him anymore. Barca,
He's
you
gonna
can't-
what?
You can't.
He's gonna what?
You can't do this to Messi, man. Like he's genuinely, like he's dragging the whole. How many years his back's hurting? Like he's on his last leg. He's on his Weinstein, like on the Zuma frame. Go on.
Juve Leon.
Give that Juve, man.
No,
Nah,
No,
it's
but-
1-0 Leo. It's 1-0
Leon.
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 Don't worry,
Leon.
man. Second leg Ronaldo.
Leon.
I've got faith.
Leon. They're rattled
Are they
from
even gonna
Corona.
play?
They are
Yeah,
rattled from the
they're
coronavirus.
even gonna play.
It's Leon. The
'Cause
coronavirus has
They've
finished them.
suspended their next game.
Yeah, so
They play football like.
If
a
not,
week,
they have to play in a
2
neutral
weeks.
place or play in an empty stadium. It's Leon.
The
Leon.
other game was
Leon.
empty behind.
Ronaldo's
the
not going to
goals.
play under the light with no lights. It's Leon. Leon's won that one. If there's no crowd, Ronaldo's not going to go. What am I playing for?
I promise you, Shelley saw that.
Okay, moving on to our extra time segment.
We need extra
We're
time
gonna-
music.
You got that. Producer, we got that.
Yeah, slot.
Yeah,
You got that?
Insert music.
Right here.
Yeah, cool, perfect.
Edit point.
We got 442 put out their top 10 greatest players to grace the Prem in this order. 10 Vieira, number 9 Roy Keane, number 8 Gerrard, number 7 Scholes, number 6 Lampard, 5th Cantona, 4th Rooney, 3rd Shearer, 2nd Ronaldo, and 1st Henry. Do we agree? If not, who would you move?
If Gerrard's in there, Anderson has to be in there.
What?
What?
Get off the set.
What?
Get off the set.
Huh?
What?
What?
Who?
Huh?
Who?
Alright, cool. Well,
Yeah.
I'll start because you're just being childish.
I'm not being childish.
Yeah,
No,
alright,
let him
childish.
finish.
I'm not being childish. You
Finish.
see the picture of Anderson
No,
with all his medals?
Finish.
You didn't see that. Does Gerrard have one of them?
Finish.
Let this Anderson
Does-
agenda go.
Does Gerrard
Anderson's a
does
big
Gerrard have one
cocktail.
of them?
Owen Hargreaves has medals.
Huh?
How many games did he play?
Hargreaves.
How many games
Oh,
did he play?
Hargreaves, baby, don't try to do that to Hargreaves.
Listen, yeah. The
Well,
first two
2.
on the list is correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything else?
So I've got Henry of the King first.
Yeah.
Ronaldo, a good second best.
Yeah.
Third should be Rooney.
Yeah, I
Third should be Rooney. Rooney
That's
is
why I
very
asked if it was
disrespected.
like,
Rooney is very
in order.
disrespected in like the Man United hierarchy. Rooney is up there just after Ronaldo in terms because Ronaldo is the best player of our generation, one of the best players, second best player of our generation.
yeah.
So
You
Rooney,
didn't want to. No,
No.
I ain't even gonna say that.
And
Rooney, Man United's best for Man United's produced in like the last 2 decades, 2.5 decades. In terms of achievements, talent, everything. So that 3. Then let's go back on ourselves now. Let's start from 10 and work our way to
To
about
5.
6, 10 to 6. Because Cantona, I can't really get involved in them things there. You get because when he's karate kicking fans and that man was just a Spurs. So, do you understand? When he's karate kicking fans, the man was literally just it's 95, right? Yeah. So I'm not involved. All our parents and that they can come and vouch.
Yeah.
All them Cantona and them man there.
Got
Vieira, Keane, Gerrard, Scholes,
Slip
Lampard.
Ferdinand somewhere into there.
If we're doing defenders,
No.
defenders get overlooked.
Yeah.
In all lists, defenders get overlooked. They need their own list.
Because Ashley Cole easily could be in there as well.
Let's go for
Best for me, if you was the best player in your position at some point in time in your career in the Premier League, you should
Yeah.
definitely be on that list.
100%.
Because there's not many that can claim that you can say
One of the
Ronaldo-
best.
Yeah.
One of the best. Because a
Literally-
couple of these lot came around in the same time, and
Okay,
these some of them are one of the best.
Gerrard scores, Lampard,
Gerrard
they're all
scores
the
and
same.
Lampard will kind of
But guys like Ashley Cole, Rio Ferdinand, they were.
JT, don't disrespect John Terry. No,
I'm
don't
not
don't
gonna disrespect John Terry.
Put him in there. I can't lie. John Terry's
If you put Rio, you have to put
You have to put.
Terry. If that is what you're saying.
100%.
I ain't saying that.
100%.
For me, Rio was better.
You know why you'd say that?
Like bias.
Okay. Sassy.
Spicy.
But yeah, no. What I was gonna say is working your
Would
way
you
back.
jig it? Like, would you?
What's the criteria that makes Lampard, Scholes, Gerrard, Keane better than Vieira? What do they have better? Because if we're talking Gerrard, Scholes, Lampard, I can tell you why I put one in front of the other. So Lampard, it goes without saying goals.
Is that who you?
No, I'm not putting it in my head, but I can tell you Lampard. I can say
So
goals.
when you see Vieira, Gerrard, Scholes, and Lampard all in one list, in fact,
What's the
let's not even
criteria?
discount Keane as well.
Yeah.
I can't vouch for Keane
I can't vouch for Keane.
in terms of like what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Okay, so Vieira, Gerrard, Scholes, Lampard. Who do you put in the top of that list?
Yeah. I was just
It's very difficult. The whole thing holding Gerrard back in the Premier League is what he didn't win. If not for me, Gerrard's at the top.
Gerrard's at the top.
Because he has the perfect balance in terms of being the best in the world at that position. At the time, no, Gerrard was. We're not
What
gonna.
year was this?
No, Gerrard
What year was
was.
this?
What Gerrard was.
Where's-
Gerrard was.
I'm
I'll
asking where-
give him 2000. What was the Gerrard Torres year? 09.
07 to.
09. 2009 was Gerrard Torres. Yeah, I'll give him that.
He wasn't even a centre mid that year. He was like behind the striker. We're not giving him that. That's why he was clapping goals. We're not giving him that.
You said what year was Gerrard the best? We're not having that though.
No, but
Gerrard wasn't a cam.
he was a cam. He had
He was just a centre
when
mid
you've
a
got
little bit
Mascherano
forward.
and Xabi Alonso behind you. What are you actually doing in the midfield? You're not doing anything in the midfield. You're behind the striker.
Listen, he wasn't. I'm not
You're
telling you.
behind the
Gerrard-
striker.
What was Lampard his whole career at Chelsea?
That's what I'm trying to say.
What was Lampard his whole career at Chelsea?
I'm not disputing that either.
So wait.
That's what I tell people.
Lampard's
So wait,
masquerading as
so
a
listen,
centre mid.
So what? Your point is void then, because then what's what's Lampard?
Lampard's a goal scoring midfielder, but he played most of his career just behind the striker.
Yeah, so if they played roughly the same position, if like you're saying they roughly played the same position,
Either of them as the best.
so now you've blown everything over now. So what are we even really talking about?
No, you rated Gerrard
I
as
put
the
Gerrard in
best.
top because it's the most rounded, except from accomplishments in the Premier League. That's why I have to. That's why it's very difficult. So in terms of all-roundedness, Vieira.
Vieira.
Yeah, in terms of all-roundedness, Vieira. Can Lampard defend? No.
No,
Okay.
I'm not putting him. He's not an elite defender. No.
Lampard can't. He can get you goals. Lampard out of them four, Lampard's in terms of passing, he's the bottom of the pile. Scholes, Gerrard, he's the least talented out of the four.
That's not disrespect.
But let's not disrespect
Lampard. He
Lampard.
touched 100 assists in the Premier League.
Yeah, but I'm not. That's what I'm saying. Let's take it with a pinch of salt. When we say the least talented, we're not talking about like he's a bum. He's nowhere near a bum.
Mm-hmm.
He's the least talented in terms of passing and technical ability. But then people will say he's intelligent.
Me personally, I don't know. I feel like Lampard was more techie than Gerrard. Me
No
personally.
chance.
Me personally, I feel like Lampard's more techie than
What
Gerrard.
at? What at?
Huh?
What at?
What do you mean what at?
What, like, give me something like long range passing, short range passing.
Gerrard,
through
like,
balls,
Lampard
what?
had that little bit of underrated creativity. Like when I see some of the assists he created, it's low key techie. This Liverpool fan behind the camera don't want to hear it. He don't want to hear it.
Literally
But
should have literally cameraman.
Lampard had the underrated tech for me personally. In terms of goal scoring, in terms of striking the
We
ball
can
as
just
well,
say
I feel like
if you take out goal scoring,
he's
it's a big thing.
It's
But
a
if you
big
take
thing,
out goal
big thing.
scoring, you're saying he had more tech than Gerrard. That's cap.
You think that's cap?
That's cap. That's cap. Now, someone that goes under the radar and we just sneak him out of respect is Scholes. We haven't mentioned Scholes' name one time. So this is what
That's for me.
frustrates
That's the best out of all of them.
Why and how? Okay, and in your premise, when was Scholes the best centre mid, like in the one of the best centre mids in the world?
I feel like the period from, let's say, okay, 03, he was basically playing behind the striker as well. But after that,
How old are
huh?
you? How old are you?
I'm very young.
Oh,
yeah.
questioning.
No, I just.
Huh?
Listen,
I was-
don't do that. There's Premier League years. You're bad man. You're a bad man. Go on, no. So you're saying
I was very young, but,
03.
huh? 03 was behind the striker, but after that, even before that, I feel like
Right now, you've lost me. How old are you?
I ain't gonna cap as if I watched him live, but
Because
Yeah.
everyone, let's be real, everyone's analysis of football at a young age was just like, oh my gosh, Screamer, Beckham,
Yeah.
like, you all like the same people, you like people who got the goals, so we weren't looking for Scholes for having, so
What?
technically clear. You were a nick if you were
From-
doing that at that age, let's be honest. You were a nick if you were doing
I
that.
don't even think people were doing that.
Yeah, that's
now.
what I'm trying to say. Even
But-
commentators were just, oh my gosh,
But when you look back at it,
that's what I ain't heard Scholes. You ain't heard it.
relax. You
Right.
hear it when he did that against Barcelona in the semi-final.
Oh, take
You
time.
hear it?
Take time, because we
Over
got.
your ears if you hear that. But going back to the topic, I feel like before he had to move, before 03, from the 99 final to probably 03, I can't believe there's many centre mids that are better than him in that position. From when you look at how Scholes plays in terms of his intelligence I don't want to just use buzzwords. I actually don't want to use buzzwords. But
So
when
you're saying Scholes' prime
think,
was like just the millennium era.
I'm not going to define it as one specific key or anything because I can't do that.
Because for me, I'm okay.
Let me just finish.
Go
When I
on.
think about football, like when you think about football intelligence and you think about how, like, literally what they were talking about, what they always talk about, Bruno, people like that, helping make people on the pitch better, helping find people like. That's your set. Like, that's just in a team. Remember back then they're playing 4-4-2. That's a centre mid had a much more all-rounded job. His job to find the likes of Giggs, Ronaldo, all of these.
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
I don't feel like there could be many people that were better than him in that role.
The fact that he started very young, and the fact that all the boxes were ticked. Like he started to start very young. Beside Keane, you must be class and all that. But I specifically want a year when he was the best in his position, and you have failed to give me that. For that reason and that reason alone, it's void. So for me, Vieira is better than them.
So you should be lower.
Vieira should be higher
So
on the
about-
list as in, sorry. So yeah, it should be
so
above, because you can't tell me why they're above. Okay, Keane, I can't, because his prime was clearly apparently in the 90s, 94, 95.
Yeah.
So I can't genuinely have. So Keane
So
maybe.
it should be a,
But all I can say, someone who should be on that list, but maybe because he's not retired, is Yaya. Yaya's better than them three.
I always have this
better than
conversation
this
with myself. Like I'm not mad at when people say it. I just say that his prime wasn't long enough.
Long enough in terms of longevity.
In
But
terms of when he was in the Premier League.
Yaya's peak was better than them three.
I'm not mad at that. I'm actually not mad at that. But
Champions
his
League
one,
peak, not
his
good
one is
enough.
only
but
longevity. I think it's only longevity that stops him from really taking like a firm place in that list. But I'm honestly not mad at when people say Yaya's peak was higher than.
Do you think that's because we're African and black?
What?
That we think that?
That he wasn't there.
Because if we ask some of our friends, our light-skinned friends, do you think they'll put? No, I'm being serious. Do you think they'll put us? Do you think they'll put Yaya in that bracket? Because a lot of these lot are limited to pace and power.
Wait.
I'm being so serious. Do you think Yaya will be considered? Do you think Yaya will be considered higher on this list by white people? Because generally, black centre-mids are seen as strong pace power.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Now I get what you're saying. Yeah, because a lot of people don't understand. Like they see the driving runs
and they think, he's got energy, he's strong.
But Yaya was an absolute tech man as well.
Absolute
tech man.
Yeah.
And possibly like it's definitely something you can talk about, because the way black players are generally seen as literally pace and power. Are you strong? Are you fast? That's what a lot of the time is boiled down to. But Yaya, with the tech that he had, was literally like, you don't want to overuse it, but literally generational tech in terms of there's not many players that you can see with that size and that build and had that tech.
Box to box, good tackle.
It's a possibility.
Changes the pace. That's a lot like Vieira. Changes the pace of the game by himself, single-handedly. Like, let's take it to gear 5, literally straight away.
Nah, I feel like Yaya was better than.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like Vieira.
Okay.
Like Vieira, but Yaya single-handedly in the game, he'll be like, alright, cool, let's turn this up. Going back to the strikers. Sorry, Judy. Do you want to say something? Going back to the strikers, Henry obviously first. Shearer being on the list, I think it's just because of the tally.
You can't deny the tally.
No, you can't deny the tally. But,
he has to be somewhere on the list. As unfortunate as it is, but he has to be somewhere.
Okay. And then, so after that, no other strikers can touch that list. Like Sniff, after Rooney and Cantona.
Guerrero,
when it's all said and done.
tough. You only got 10 spaces at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You only got 10 spaces, but what Guerrero's done in his Premier League.
Harry Kane.
Let's be respectful to real legends here, man. We're talking legends.
That's
We're talking legends.
RVP.
See, again, he's a little. I'd say he's a Premier League legend, but at the same time, you can't be on the top 10. I'm not putting him on the top 10.
Suarez.
I'm not putting racists on the top 10.
You're not putting who on the top 10?
no racists on the top 10. Sorry.
Fair enough. A man of morals. Okay. Julie, you got anyone else you want to squeeze in? Fabregas? Fabregas?
Premier League legend, not top 10.
Okay. Anyone else? Carrick? Fletcher?
Let's wrap this up.
Do you know what? Why don't you let us know what you think? The top 10 that we...
No, I'm just throwing them out
The
there.
top 10 that we've
It's
got...
Melissa.
Nah, obviously, N'Golo should be there when he retires, isn't it?
Yeah, you keep thinking.
N'Golo's on that list.
Keep thinking.
N'Golo's on that list.
Alright, man, I say.
N'Golo's on that list.
But we're going to wrap this up now. So tell us what you think for the top 10. And yes, thank you for watching Game Week 29. And we will see you next week.
Shem wearing Chelsea boots.
Yeah.
Hey guys!
Thanks for watching the final third.
For more football analysis or sports content,
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Final Third.
or follow us on Twitter @thefinalthird_.